you. We love you. We had such an amazing victory yesterday. Incredible. Incredible. That was something. And the week before, I'll tell you what, we're just going one after another. Are we going to win Georgia? Yeah. We're going to. I see it. I feel it. I feel it. But it is crunch time. We have to go out and vote. We have to get out there. We have to vote. We're running for so much. You know, Time Magazine just recently had a cover story, and they talked about the momentum that we have, but they really talked about the fact that this is a movement. This is something that they haven't really seen before. I think they're saying they've never seen anything like this before. And we have such amazing people, whether it's here or Dallas or Mobile, Alabama or Houston or any place. It's always the people of our country are amazing, amazing people. And we want to win again. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. Isn't it true, though? You know, we look at ourselves and we're all very capable people and we know what we're doing and we know what we want. But isn't it true? Our country does not win anymore. We don't win against ISIS. We don't win with trade. We don't win with health care. We're, by the way, terminating Obamacare. We're going to come up with something so good. We don't win at the border with Mexico. We don't win anywhere, but we're going to win. Oh, are we going to win? You're going to get so tired of winning. You're going to get so tired. You're going to say, please, please, Mr. President, we can't stand it anymore. We don't want to keep winning. We can't stand it. And I'm going to say, I don't care. We're going to keep winning. We're going to make America great again. Nah, we're going to win a lot, and you're going to love winning because we need to pick up some slack. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. So we just got back from South Carolina, and the people there, again, amazing. What they sent us off with such a beautiful victory, such a conclusive victory. Out of the 7 congressional districts, we won all 7. We picked up 100%. Amazing. A record. That's a record. We picked up every single vote. We picked up every single delegate. We walked away with 50. There are 50, and we picked up 50. That's good. Great. So, and you know, it was just a signal. It was just amazing. I went from place to place to place. I'd make these speeches 4 or 5 a day. You think that's easy? It's not easy, okay? It's not easy. How many people do you have? Like 12, 13,000? There's a lot of people in here. Wow. This place is packed. I do hope, though, that we have a few protesters so the cameras will turn, you know? Because they'll never... I always tell, they focus on my face and I go home and my wife is always saying, I didn't know, I didn't see the crowd. She hears the crowd. You know, a crowd like this has a roar, right? She hears it. So the victory last night was very, very decisive. And, you know, I was hearing like, the Wall Street Journal, they came out with a phony poll. They came out with this poll. What a lot of nonsense. No, it was very worried. 2 in a row. You know, I'll tell you about it. We had a very interesting, last month I had a great poll in the Wall Street Journal. I couldn't find it in the paper, okay? They announced, you know what I'm talking about. They announced about 4 or 5 weeks ago, a wonderful poll. I was leading, it was a national poll. I was leading. I couldn't find it in the paper. I don't think it was there. They covered other things. I didn't want to do that because it was too good. So, but I couldn't find it in the paper. Then they came out with this really lousy poll. I mean, I was still up, but I was up by the least amount that I've been up so far, and we've been doing this for a long time. June 16th is when I came down, right? The escalator, the famous escalator, right? Big day. Not easy, let me tell you, it takes guts. But since June 16th, so I've been essentially the front runner from right up until this time. So the Wall Street Journal comes out with this poll. Horrible, horrible language that they wrote about it. I mean, you couldn't have made it negative. They picked out people that spoke very negatively. I said, where did they meet these people, right? Where did they meet them? And it was a lousy poll. And they put it on the front page of the Wall Street Journal about South Carolina, that my lead was razor thin, that I'm going down. And I said, why? Tell me why. And I felt good. I mean, I felt so good. I saw it. And everybody else was even criticizing. They say it's an outliner. It's really not. Everybody else was saying the same thing. Because I'm at 35, 36, 42. And this thing was... this thing was way low. So I was leading by like only 4 points, 5 points. And that's like a little scary because because I'm a believer in polls, as you probably heard, but only when they're good polls. When they're bad polls, I don't. So this was one on South Carolina and it was bad. And the next day they had another one that was, let's say, national. And that wasn't good. I was leading, but by very little. And then we had the vote. And boy, did we do great. Did we do great. And today I tweeted, sign up everybody at Real Donald Trump. The losses, it's incredible. It's true. Today I tweeted that the Wall Street Journal should fire their pollster and their editorial board. The same thing, because I'm at 35, 36, 42, and this thing was... this thing was way low. So I was leading by like only 4 points, 5 points. And that's like a little scary because I'm a believer in polls, as you probably heard, but only when they're good polls. When they're bad polls, I don't. So this was one on South Carolina and it was bad. And the next day they had another one that was, let's say, national. And that wasn't good. I was leading, but by very little. And then we had the vote. And boy, did we do great. Did we do great. And today I tweeted, sign up everybody at Real Donald Trump. Today I tweeted, my tweet, I love this tweeting. It's like owning the New York Times without the losses. It's incredible. It's true. Today I tweeted that the Wall Street Journal should fire their pollster and their editorial board. They should. Because honestly, they're no good. They're no good. Well, I guess that's why papers don't do too well nowadays. So, we've had now we're really in it. New Hampshire, big, huge victory. We won everything up there. We won everything. I mean, Iowa, we really won everything too, but they didn't give me credit. They should have given me credit because I think we were in first place in Iowa. You want? A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. Those caucuses, that's a lot of stuff going on over there, I'll tell you what. A lot of things. And what happened to Dr. Ben Carson in Iowa should not be allowed to happen. Let me tell you that. Should not be allowed. So, we did the Iowa thing, came in second, very strong second, but I think we really came in first. And then, we go to New Hampshire, and we came in like resounding. And then, we just win again, and that was yesterday. So I love it. Ow, listen to this. We won with everything. We won with women. I love the women. We won with women. We won with men. I'd rather win with women, to be honest, but that's it. We won with evangelicals, like unbelievable. We won with the military. We won, And do we love our vets? Do we love our vets? We're going to take care of our vets. We are going to take care of our vets. Our vets are not being treated. We have illegal immigrants, and they're treated much better in some cases than our vets. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So we won with everything. We won with highly educated, pretty well educated, and poorly educated. But we won with everything. Tall people, short people, fat people, skinny people. Just won. No, it was a great day and a beautiful day. And South Carolina is a beautiful place with just incredible people. And I was so honored. And I did, because of this phony poll that they put out, I was a little bit concerned. But pretty soon into it, we saw what was happening because we saw the lines. They had the biggest vote that they've ever had. And I will say this. It, to me, looks like Hillary unless she goes to jail, which is a possibility. Now, which is a possibility. Nobody wants to see that, but look, what she did is very serious. But I think she's being protected by the Democrats, personally. I think she's being protected, right? And I beat her in the two recent polls, USA Today and another one. We beat her in the Q poll, Quinnipiac. We beat her, and we beat her very nicely. I love to win. Don't we love to win? Love it. And with Bernie, I don't see it with Bernie. I don't see it. Now, see, he made a big mistake. For the sake of a soundbite 4 weeks ago, they said, what do you think of the secretaries? They still call her the secretary, which is interesting. What do you think of the secretary's email situation? Well, I want to get rid of it. I think it's... And that was the end of his campaign right there. Because he gave it away, got a slight applause. Oh, wonderful, isn't that nice? But he gave it away. So let's see what happens. I think it's going to be Hillary. It shouldn't be Hillary, honestly. It shouldn't be. But I think it's going to be Hillary. And I think we are going to do so well. I think people are so tired of Barack Obama and this terrible, terrible administration. So, I love you too. That's a guy, but I do love him, actually. They are so tired. Do you notice the way that Hillary now, I've never seen pandering. The president is wonderful. The president, this Keystone is great. This is great. That's bad. Everything he wants. Actually, she doesn't like the Keystone pipeline. We should have it, but we'll make a much better deal. We should have it, but we should get a piece of the action for the United States, right? Right? See, only a businessman would say that, Why should we approve it? They're using, by the way, eminent domain to make it, otherwise you can't. We should get a piece of, it's a lot of child, I don't care so much, but we'll be good neighbors. We'll approve it, we'll get the jobs, but we should get like 25% of the profits or 25% of the ownership for the United States, right? Right? When I was watching that, it's like an up or down. Now, they voted it down, you know that, but we'll turn that over very quickly. Too many jobs, and it's fine. And no environmental problems. It's better than trains and trucks going back and forth. But I kept saying, why doesn't somebody say, we'll approve it, but let's get a piece for the United States, because they have no business ability. Let me tell you, I'm running against people. It started off 17, right? And I talk about economic things. For instance, I talk about the fact that illegal immigration, we right now have 179,000, came out last week. We have 179,000 illegal immigrants who are criminals. These are people that were convicted. No, think of it. Think of it. No, they're going. And as much as you want to put them in our jails, they were probably sent here so that we put them in our jails. Because to put them in our jails, they didn't pay the electric bill. To put them, oh, I like that much better. Oh, that's so much better. Those lights were brutal. They come from the dishonest press? Where? Oh, don't turn them on. Forget it. Better, right? Don't turn them on. Don't turn the lights on. Plus, we save on electricity, right? And because the lights didn't work, I won't pay the rent. So we get better lighting and we don't pay the rent, right? Right? No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off. So much nicer. No, that's the way we have to negotiate for our country. Think of it. That's the way we have to. That's the way my son negotiates. That's the way Jared negotiates. Come here. Come here. Eric, come here. Jared, come here. That's the way we have to negotiate for our country. The lights go off. Now listen. Come here. Ready? Now listen, there's just the thing. The lights go off, it's better. We say we want the lights on, it's terrible. We take a big deduction off the rent because the lights are, but it's actually better. It's the kind of sick thinking we really need for our country. Isn't that right? So because the lights didn't work, even though it's better, we say we're not paying the rent. The lights didn't work. This is ridiculous. We will not pay the rent. And we say bye-bye. This is Eric, my son, and my son-in-law, Jared. Here, come on, say something.
Wow. Well, guys, we are so proud of him. He is the greatest father in the world. And honestly, when we were standing there last night, we couldn't have been more proud as a family. Honestly, he did such an awesome job. We are going to make America great again. We are going to win this thing. Thank you.
Two great guys. They work hard. They love. Boom. They love. Get those lights off. They're taunting us. They're taunting us. All right. I love you too. Look at that guy. I love you. Beautiful. So thanks, fellas. Thanks. I'll see you in a minute. See, they don't want to get off the stage. You see that? That's what happened. So we have. Thank you. So when I did this, when I originally decided, it was June 16th, and it was at Trump Tower in Manhattan, and I got so sick and tired of looking at these stupid, incompetent, ridiculous deals that we're doing. We can't beat ISIS with the military. We can't negotiate trade deals. The Iran deal was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life, and it went on for years and years and years. $150 billion we give to a terrorist state. The other day, I don't know if you saw, they were talking to Secretary Kerry, and they were saying, but he may be running, you know. I would love to run against him. Anybody, I'll tell you what, I'd love to run against him. Anybody that made that deal, it's so bad, there's no way he could become president. Do you agree with that? There's no. But I look, and they were talking about the deal of where the money's being spent, and somebody said about terror. Oh, well, yes, we would expect that. We haven't found that yet, but we would. Can you believe there's a guy, we give him $150 billion, and he expects some of the money to go to terror. I don't know if you saw that. It was disgusting. So that deal could have been so much better. Nothing wrong with deals. I love deals. They have to be great deals. They have to be great deals. That deal could have been so much better. It could have been so good. First of all, the hostages should have been released before we started negotiating, period. Period. Which, by the way, is years ago. You know, you ever see a deal take so long? And you walk in, and you know this, you've heard it, but it's like basic. You walk in, and you see these guys, great negotiators, Persians. Persians are very good negotiators. But we have the greatest negotiators in the world in our country. We have the best. We have guys that are so good. We have guys and women that are so good. And we don't use them. We use political hacks. We use people that got their job because they take care of the senators, some of whom I'm on the stage with. We don't negotiate anything. The country is going to hell. We don't negotiate drug prices. We don't negotiate anything. We have people that don't know the first thing about what they're doing. They don't know about trade. They don't know about economics. Every single, Carl Icahn endorsed me recently. He's one of the great businessmen. Carl, and others. These are the best people. And me. So many deals are so easy. The Iran deal, you ready? You walk in, you say, fellas, you got to do us a favor. Release our prisoners. This is 4 years ago when it's release our prisoners. They're going to say no. And we say, bye-bye, bye. And then you go outside, you call up, you double up the sanctions, you triple up the sanctions. Within 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, they will call you and they'll say, the prisoners are gone. They're gone. Amazing, a miracle. Then, and I tell this story, and one of the media folks like this story, so I'll tell it the way I like to tell it. But my father taught me a lot. I had a father who really taught me a lot. And he thought I was a little bit rough around the edges. He thought, we got to calm him down, right? He was a good teacher. And I think Eric is listening to this one because I have to teach him too. He's pretty tough, but he's good. But, my father said, son, take the lumps out. Take the lumps out. I remember him going like this, lumps, take the lumps out. So he said, be easy, a little bit easier, you get the same thing. So I took the lumps out. So I would have gone in, and we owe $19 trillion in debt. 19 trillion. Does anybody even know what a trillion means, right? Very few people do, by the way. If we sat you, all you know what it means? You know what it means? It means a lot. That's what it means. It means a lot. We owe 19 trillion.